Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the NBA slate on both DraftKings and Yahoo for Monday, December the 31st. We have a 5-game slate for Monday for New Year's Eve. I'm going to talk about some of my favorite plays on this 5-game slate, some of the guys I see, given my early looks. I am recording this on Sunday night. Going to go through each position and talk about some of the guys that I like on both DraftKings and Yahoo. We'll give 5 plays specifically for each site based on their pricing. But we'll still go through each position, talk about other players as well. Before we do get started though, guys, I would appreciate if you would drop a like on the video. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, so that way you won't miss out on any of my new uploads. But yeah, let's start off at point guard today. So James Harden and Russell Westbrook are 2 point guard options we have on DraftKings that are over 11K. Harden's 11.4, Russell Westbrook is 11K. Right now, looking at the studs on this slate, we only have 3 guys in total over 11K, Harden, Westbrook, and Anthony Davis. And right now, Harden is the guy that I want to pay up for. It's not the best spot here going up against a Memphis team that does play slow. The pace of this game is not very appealing. But Harden right now is just doing so much without Chris Paul on the court. He's a core play for me on both Yahoo and DraftKings. Going to have him in a ton of lineups. Dude's just been playing massive minutes lately with Chris Paul out. Been very productive for fantasy, been very consistent, over 60 DraftKings points in 4 straight games. You just get massive upside out of James Harden when Chris Paul is off the court. Plays a ton of minutes, he's going to take a ton of shots, he's going to grab some rebounds, he's obviously going to get some assists as well. Also, Eric Gordon is going to be out for this game, so that should just be a even bigger bump from James Harden. I expect him to take probably 25 to 30 shots here. He's probably going to score anywhere from 30 to 40 points. He's going to get you some rebounds, he's going to get some assists. We know he has that triple-double upside. Harden feels like on a nightly basis without Chris Paul is giving you a 50, 55-point floor, and obviously has massive, massive ceiling. Really, him and Anthony Davis are the 2 guys I'm looking to pay it for. With Westbrook being 11K, just don't have a ton of interest in him on this slate. I would much rather play Harden, and I would much rather play Anthony Davis. Choosing between Davis and Harden I think is going to be tough today. Davis's matchup and pace is definitely more appealing. The pace of that game between the Timberwolves and the Pelicans is a lot more appealing, but Harden, just his volume, his usage that he gets right now with Chris Paul out just can't be ignored. So love Harden today. You can play him at point guard or shooting guard on DraftKings. Top play on the slate for me. And then other point guards we could go to. There really isn't a lot that I love at the top. You could obviously play Steph Curry against Phoenix, but I'm not going to prioritize him. I'm prioritizing Harden at this position. Devin Booker, if you're going to play Steph Curry, I think you probably want to run it back with Devin Booker. Booker's able to play today, and the Warriors in Phoenix, or this Warriors-Phoenix game, if it's competitive, it's probably going to be because Devin Booker is putting up a big game and keeping the Suns in it. So if Devin Booker plays today, I don't mind him at 8,300. If he is out, though, we'll try and talk about some of the cheaper guys from the Suns we could consider if Devin Booker's out. Drew Holiday's 8,500, and I don't think I want to pay that for him with Elfrid Payton looking like he's going to return for this game. Elfrid Payton is a guy that I want to talk about. I do like him quite a bit today if he's able to go and if he doesn't have a restriction. So right now on DraftKings he's listed as questionable, but he's actually probable. He's expected to play today. We don't know if he's going to be restricted or not. He hasn't played in 22 games with a broken finger. It's a finger injury, so I wouldn't think there'd be like a massive restriction on him. It's not like it's a leg injury or a hamstring or a calf injury. It's a finger injury. Not sure if it's on his shooting hand or not, but either way, Elfrid Payton, if he's not limited today, I like him a lot at 5,400. If Elfrid Payton is limited, though, there are other guys we could go to. I'll talk about in a second that we can pivot off of Elfrid Payton. I like him a lot at 5,400 on DraftKings. On Yahoo, I don't think he's nearly as necessary because there's just other guys I think we could go to for cheaper on Yahoo. Elfrid Payton's $19 over here. There's a lot of good value plays at point guard on Yahoo, like min price value plays. So I don't think Elfrid Payton's as necessary, but on DraftKings at 5,400, if he's not restricted today, I love him at 5,400 over here on DK. Also, whether Jeff Teague, D Rose, if they're able to play, both of them missed on Sunday. The Timberwolves are on a back-to-back. If they both sit, Tyus Jones at 5K is going to be a really good option. I do like Tyus Jones quite a bit. If both of those guys miss, Tyus Jones is still minimum price on Yahoo. He's still $10. He's going to be one of the top value plays on the slate if both Teague and Rose are not able to play today. But that's news we're going to have to wait and see on what we get out of there. or out of that situation in Minnesota on Monday, see what happens there. If one of them sits, like if Rose sits and Teague plays, or Teague sits and Rose plays, I think you could definitely consider obviously the one that plays. If they both play, I don't think I really want to go to either one of them. If Payton's limited and Teague's able to play, you could definitely pivot up from Payton to Teague. But like if Teague's out and Rose plays, I do like Rose at 6,700. If Rose is out and Teague plays, I think Teague's a really good play. And then if they're both out, obviously Tyus Jones at 5K is a good option. But the value guy I want to touch on here is Austin Rivers. So Austin Rivers has seen a price increase. He's up to 4,900 on DK. But he is expected to start today. On Monday, expected to start for Eric Gordon, who is going to miss this game. Even with Eric Gordon playing these last few games, we're getting a ton of minutes out of Austin Rivers. He's not the most productive player, especially when he's playing alongside James Harden. But still getting a guy this cheap playing 34, 35, 36 minutes a game definitely can't be ignored. Over on Yahoo, he's minimum price, so I think Austin Rivers a really good play over there. I would probably play Tyus Jones over Austin Rivers if Rose and Teague both sit. You could probably play both, though, honestly, if you want to do that, to maybe try and fit in Anthony Davis with Harden. But Austin Rivers on Yahoo at $10 minimum price. Just a great play, even on DraftKings at 4,900. I think he's a really good option. He's going to start. He's going to play a ton of minutes. Should be able to get some shots up. And he's probably going to be playing some backup point guard, like when Harden comes off the court. I'm sure Rivers will be on the court running point guard when Harden's off. Pretty much playing the Eric Gordon role. So I do like Austin Rivers quite a bit at 4,900. I think he's actually a pretty good play today with Eric Gordon out. But yeah, let's move on to shooting guard now. So at shooting guard, not really a position I want to pay up at today. I guess if you could play Harden here, you can play him. But Curry, Holiday, Booker, probably not going to unless I'm game stacking like that Phoenix Golden State game. And if I'm playing Curry, probably want to run it back with Booker. Like DeRozan at 8,200 against Boston. Don't feel like he's very necessary today. I guess he feels a bit underpriced because a lot of the Spurs games lately have been blowouts, so we haven't been getting stealing games out of DeMar DeRozan. But when the Spurs are playing in competitive games this year, you are getting a ton of minutes out of DeRozan. 38 minutes in 4 straight games. 3 of his last 4 games he's had over 50 DraftKings points. I would imagine this game between the Celtics is going to be competitive. It's not the best matchup, but DeMar DeRozan does have upside here if this game stays close. So I think he'd probably be my favorite shooting guard to pay up for. But if Devin Booker's able to play today, I think I'd play Booker over DeRozan. But you can play DeRozan at small forward if you want to try to go with Booker and DeRozan together. But shooting guard, other than that's pretty gross. If Devin Booker sits, I think Kelly Oubre could be an option down here at 4,300. But that's probably it. I guess Gerald Green maybe if you want to take a punt play. Gerald Green should benefit from Eric Gordon being out, should play a few more minutes. But I think the guy that I want from the Rockets is probably Austin Rivers. But Green is still very cheap, under 4K, just 3,700. But yeah, that's probably it for shooting guard. Maybe Etuan Moore. Etuan Moore did start last game, moved back into the starting lineup, and played 37 minutes and put up 34 DraftKings points. I imagine he continues to start, continues to play big minutes. I don't think you're going to get 34 DK points out of him again. But if he's going to play that amount of minutes at 4,200 and a pretty appealing game, talking about pace, don't mind Etuan Moore. He did put up 45 DK points earlier this year against the Timberwolves for what that's worth. So he's a decent play if you want to consider him at shooting guard. He's only shooting guard eligible on Yahoo. I believe he's very cheap over here as well. Yeah, he's only $11 on Yahoo. Don't mind Etuan Moore. I wish he was small forward eligible, but even at shooting guard, I think he is probably a good value play. You can play him on DraftKings at small forward, which makes him pretty appealing. I definitely like Etuan Moore today, now that I think about it. But let's go ahead and move on to small forward now. So you got KD, PG at the top of this position. And right now, neither guys are priorities for me. If I play or if I make a lot of lineups, I'll probably have a little bit of exposure to these two guys. But like I said, I'm prioritizing AD and I'm prioritizing Harden today. And trying to fit in those expensive studs is probably not going to allow me to pay up for Kevin Durant or Paul George in a ton of lineups. I think small forward's pretty straightforward today. I think you try and go cheap here with a guy like Etuan Moore, who is small forward eligible at 4,200. The one guy I want to talk about, though, is T.J. Warren. I really like him a lot today at 6,600. If Devin Booker is out, even if Booker plays, I think T.J. Warren's a good option at 6,600. But obviously he gets a big boost if Devin Booker sits. Over on Yahoo, T.J. Warren's power forward eligible, and he's only $24 over here. I think he's a really good play. whether Booker sits or not. If Booker sits, T.J. Warren's probably one of the better power forward options, if not better options overall on this slate. So I do like him quite a bit on DraftKings and Yahoo, especially if Booker sits today. P.J. Tucker's a guy you could pretty much always play, especially on a short slate, just because he's going to play a ton of minutes and definitely is in play for value. He's cheap on DraftKings, he's cheap on Yahoo. You're going to get 36 to 38 minutes out of P.J. Tucker. You never know how productive he's going to be, but if you take Eric Gordon off the court, that should allow P.J. Tucker to get a few more shots up. So I don't mind him as a cheaper value. I think I would rather play Etuan Moore over him, though, just choosing between those two guys. But yeah, I think that's it for small forward. Let's go ahead and move on to power forward now. So obviously AD at the top here. Pretty good play on this slate. Can't prioritize him over Harden right now. I think I'd rather play Harden, but if a lot of value opens up somehow during the day on Monday and I can play both, I will be trying to do that. Love the spot for AD. Really nobody on this Timberwolves team is going to be able to slow him down. It's a great game for pace. Two teams that do play fast. I like AD a lot here. But like I said, just can't prioritize him over Harden with how much usage, shot opportunity, just overall volume Harden's getting right now. He's the stud that I want to pay up for on a nightly basis. So let's talk about some other power forwards. If you don't pay up for AD, but you still want to get some exposure to the Pelicans, I think Julius Randle is in play today at 7,900, especially on Yahoo. Power forward's pretty gross on Yahoo. There aren't a lot of good plays I like, so paying up for Julius Randle at $36 I think does make sense, especially if you're paying up for Harden. Can't pay up for AD, but still want to get some exposure to the Pelicans. Don't mind Julius Randle here. T.J. Warren I talked about, I like him quite a bit. Did feel like Draymond Green as well today, especially on DraftKings at 6,400. Good matchup for Draymond Green against the Suns. The Suns team that really can't defend. Pretty bad rebounding team as well. Draymond Green has not been playing that well lately, so I don't expect him to be very popular on this slate, even with it being a short slate, but he's still the guy that I want to target here, especially in this matchup with the Suns. If this game stays competitive, we're going to get big minutes out of Draymond Green. This feels like one of those spots where Draymond Green could put up a triple-double. Like I said, it's a bad Phoenix team at defending. It's a bad Phoenix team at rebounding. Green could definitely put up 12 points, 12 rebounds, 13 assists in this game, and I would not be surprised at all. The dude just has too much upside to be this cheap at 6,400. So I like him quite a bit on DraftKings. Over on Yahoo at $29. I think he's a very good play over here as well. Not a lot of good power forwards I see. If Devin Booker's out, I'm probably going to drop down from Draymond Green to T.J. Warren, but right now, since we don't have that Booker news, I think Draymond Green is a really good play at this position if you do want to play him at power forward. Then other power forwards, talking about value, really isn't a lot that I see. Power forward's probably a position I'm going to be playing a lot of Draymond Green, a lot of T.J. Warren. If I can fit in some Randall, I'll try and do that. And obviously, if I can fit in Anthony Davis, try and do that as well. Let's go ahead and move on to center. So looking at some center plays, obviously you have AD at the top here. Karl-Anthony Towns I absolutely love here at 9,300 on DraftKings. Right now it's going to be hard to fit him into the 5 plays on DK. We're definitely going to need a cheaper guy. We'll talk about the cheap guy I like in a second. He's not center eligible. We'll go back to him at point guard. But over on Yahoo, it's pretty easy to fit in Towns today because he's only $42. I think he's going to be a core play for me on Yahoo, especially in lineups where I don't pay up for Harden and AD if I only play one of the studs. It should be pretty easy to fit Karl-Anthony Towns over there on Yahoo at $42. I like him a lot today. I like him even more if Teague and Rose are out, because when Teague and Rose are out, that just takes away a lot of shots that are going to be took. Tyus Jones is not a guy that's going to go out there and take 15 to 20 shots. Karl-Anthony Towns is going to see massive usage if Teague and Rose are out. Going to put up a ton of shots. Obviously, is a good rebounder. This is a great game for pace. Love Towns here at 9,300 on DraftKings. If I don't have the salary to fit in AD, or if I play AD at power forward, love trying to fit in some Towns at 9,300 on Yahoo where he's $42. I think he's a priority for me over there. The cheap guy I want to talk about though is back at point guard. It's going to allow me to fit in Towns into this core. I didn't mention Dennis Smith Jr. at the position, but I do like Dennis Smith Jr. a lot, especially on Yahoo where he's only $11. He's close to minimum price. He just feels like a really good play over here. We're going to get 29 to 31, 32 minutes out of Dennis Smith Jr. if this game is competitive. He's finally healthy now. First game back from injury against the Pelicans. He played 29 minutes and put up 26 fantasy points. I like Dennis Smith Jr. on DraftKings as well. He's pretty cheap over here for the upside that he brings, 5,100. Kind of too cheap for Dennis Smith Jr. When you're getting a guy that has 30, 35 point upside. I know Luka Doncic's been playing really well, been ball handling a lot lately, but Dennis Smith Jr. still has upside, still going to play nice minutes at this competitive game, still has 30, 35 point upside, and 5,100 is too cheap for a guy that has that kind of upside. And on Yahoo, where he's almost minimum price, $11, definitely like him a lot on Yahoo. Now, if Teague and Rose are out, like I said, I think Tyus Jones at $10 is a really good play as well, but we're going to have to wait and see on Monday whether or not Teague and Rose play. But going back to center, like I said, I love Towns a lot here if you can pay up. Julius Randle, if you want to play him at center, I think he's okay. But like LMA, Ayton, Capella, Marc Gasol, don't really see myself going to those guys. I think the guy that I do like a little bit cheaper is probably DeAndre Jordan, just because his price is really cheap. I don't love the matchup against OKC or the matchup with Steven Adams, but 6,100 for DeAndre Jordan is really too cheap for a guy that has 45, 50 point upside. He put up 55 DraftKings points against the Warriors. I wouldn't expect that kind of game out of DJ here because this is not the best spot, not the best matchup. He did struggle earlier this year against OKC. He only played 27 minutes and only put up 20 DraftKings points. I'd expect a better performance than that from DeAndre Jordan, but don't think you get a ceiling game out of him. But at 6,100, you don't really need a ceiling game for him to pay off this price. So I like DeAndre Jordan quite a bit at center, especially on DraftKings with that price tag. But that's probably it for this position, guys, and I think that is it for the video. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Hopefully it did help you. If you enjoyed the video, just make sure you click that like button down below. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already, and if you do have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section, or you can always hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. But yeah, guys, good luck tonight on Monday's slate. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.